Hey guys, welcome to Let's Talk with the Birdman. I am your friendly neighborhood Birdman, and I wanted to talk about the Justice League film. I'm literally minutes out of the theater, and I had to make a video and talk about this movie. This may delve into some spoilerific territory, so if you want to avoid minor spoilers, you've been warned. Okay, so I don't do movie reviews, so this won't be a review in the traditional sense, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on it and let you know whether or not I think you should go see it. So, the short answer is yes, go see this damn film. It was a hell of a lot of fun, and this is coming from a die-hard, dyed-in-the-wool, hardcore Marvel fan. Seriously, DC has always been like the Goku to my Vegeta, and I've always been able to say about the DC films, "You're nothing but a clown wearing thonged flip-flops with socks." But now even I have to admit that they've done something special here. I guess one could argue that because I'm such a Marvel fan, this movie was very enjoyable for me. It's very Marvel movie-esque, but I guess that's to be expected when Josh Whedon takes over post-production after the untimely death of Zack Snyder's daughter. There is actual functional comedy in this film, a lot of it coming from, of all people, Batman himself. There are some genuine laugh out loud moments from The Dark Knight, and Ben Affleck really shines here. I have to give it up. He's great as Batman, he's great as Bruce Wayne. Gal Gadot is always great as the Wonder Woman, and that charisma and goodwill that she earned with the also admittedly pretty good Wonder Woman film carries over here, although she's not really given that much to say. Which brings me to something I felt could have been done better: the pacing. Because Wonder Woman and Batman have been established already, they have to introduce Cyborg, Flash, and Aquaman, so you get a sense that they're rushing to get these characters introduced, but that's understandable considering you've got to introduce three heroes and a villain to an audience who doesn't really know much of anything about them in a relatively short amount of time. Speaking of the villain, Steppenwolf was also very Marvel-esque in that he was just a big, strong bad guy with unclear motivations and frankly was quite forgettable. This, again, is excusable because this movie is called Justice League and not Steppenwolf gathers 3 cubes, so he calls them mother until Soups comes and beats the living shit out of him, so he calls him daddy. Okay, the villain is only here to galvanize the group so that they get their act together for Darkseid, the real big threat. The heroes themselves are pretty fantastic. Momoa as Aquaman was just awesome. Just awesome. His introduction kicked major ass, although he may be a little bit too rock and roll for some people. Cyborg was exactly what you expect. A genius smartass who's kind of a prick in the beginning, but ultimately the plot kind of, revolves around him. The Flash is the one I really want to talk about the most, though. He's supposed to be the comic relief, but I found him painfully unfunny. It could just be how they're trying to play him as a very socially awkward guy, but almost all of his jokes fell completely flat. His best stuff was ruined by the trailers, and that's disappointing because Flash was the one I personally was looking most forward to. The Speed Force was done very well, treated with a lot of respect, and his sense of speed was probably the best I've seen in any movie that had a speedster-type character. When they all come together to fight the parademons early in the film, it was like my childhood was validated. It took this long to get all these guys together in live action, but let me tell you, it was worth the wait. Unlike the Avengers, the team worked together pretty well from the beginning. Honestly, I do wish they had more infighting, but from what I hear, WB mandated like a 2-hour time limit for the film, which is seriously one of the stupidest things I've ever heard, so, that's that. This could be why certain character intros seemed rushed, and why I'll probably be buying this damn thing when it comes out on Blu-ray, just so that I can see the director's cut or the deleted scenes. So, about Superman, okay? Firstly, they CGI'd his face in a few scenes. It's super noticeable, and I heard other people in the theater like audibly groan because it was so bad. From what I heard, Henry Cavill had a mustache for another film, and instead of shaving it off and using a prosthetic in that other film, they decided it was a good idea to grab an intern from Weta or Industrial Light and Magic or some shit and give him some of the worst CGI I've ever seen on a face. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But Supes himself, oh my god. What an entrance. He beat the shit out of everything in this movie. At one point, the entire Justice League went up against him, and it went as you might expect. They finally show how fast Superman is, and it was orgasmic. He is literally a god in this film, and that could be seen as a negative in some people's eyes. Not for me though. I've always wanted Superman to be OP like he always is, so. Early in the film, Steppenwolf just obliterates the Amazons and the Atlanteans, but Superman comes in and literally wipes the floor with him. Like he's not a challenge at all. But you don't care because, it's just great to see Superman finally kicking ass and not just getting his ass handed to him. As I said, I don't review movies, but I guess you people expect some sort of a rating. And I like the A, B, C, D, F scale the most, so I say this movie is a very, very solid or high B. Far better than any of the other slop WB has put out not named Wonder Woman. It has issues with pacing, some jokes don't exactly land, and it has some very laughable CGI, but it's a fun as hell ride and well worth your time and probably worth buying on Blu-ray just to see what they cut out. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble. If you've seen it, what did you think about this movie? I really enjoyed it and would love to read what you all thought about it in the comments. Preferably some DC fans because I know you guys are going to be the toughest critics. Anyway, it's been your friendly neighborhood Birdman, and I'll catch you guys on the next Let's Talk with the Birdman.